am curious if you have taken a look at all at the free agent list. I think Jim Bowden put together kind of some numbers for different deals for different players. And most important to us, I think, here in Seattle, and I think I said this to you last week, I can't imagine 2026 and beyond without Josh Naylor as the first baseman of the Mariners. So I think Bowden had 4 years, $90 million is kind of the structure of a deal for Naylor, which obviously all of us say, absolutely, sign off, do it, get it done now. But more curiously, how many other suitors do you think there will be bidding for Naylor's services along with the Mariners?
That's the thing about it. First baseman in free agency, they don't do great. We've seen this with Pete Alonso. We've seen this with Freddie Freeman. The reason Freddie Freeman is a Dodger is because of the industry aversion to signing first basemen to long-term contracts in Major League Baseball. Now, here's why I think Naylor's a little bit different, or at least should be treated a little bit differently. His age. Like, we're still talking about a guy who's 27 years old. And Freeman, when he signed with the Dodgers, had gone into free agency. I think he was 31, might have been 32. But went into free agency after the Braves did not want to re-sign him and couldn't really find an offer all that substantive. And he almost defaulted to the Dodgers, which in this context is kind of hilarious to think about. This guy who had a game-winning home run this year in Game 3 of the World Series in an 18-inning game. He had a game-winning grand slam last year in Game 1 of the World Series. The notion that this guy would have difficulty finding a home was just illogical, but that's where the Blue Jays are, or rather the Mariners are right now. I think that they understand, as great as Josh Naylor was, first baseman's markets in free agency just aren't all that immense. And so 4 for $90, I guess it's certainly more than the 3 for 52.5 we talked about last time. Right. But I think the 3 for 52.5 was also before the postseason that Josh Naylor had. Yep. And the proof that he belongs in this lineup. It's not that they would like him. It's not that they would need him in free agency. It's that if they don't have him, it's going to feel empty. And after a year like this, that's not something the Mariners want to be doing.
The other choice along those lines is Polanco, who's going to get a raise after what he just did, especially in the postseason, but even throughout the regular season. You want to spend money on Polanco's, age 31, 2, and 3 season?
Depends. Maybe. And I say maybe because the thing about free agency, guys, is that it is always important to look at the universe surrounding what's going on as much as you're looking at little granular things. And a lot of this is ultimately going to come down to how much money Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander have to spend. If they were to go, I'll turn this around on you. If they were to go out there, re-sign just about everyone, and try to run it back, how would you feel about that?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure it's
I
one
wouldn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I don't.
I want to give runway. You're a draft, develop, and trade team.
Yeah.
That's who you are. That is what you are. I want to give runway to the deepest farm system they've had. And I want to give runway to the Cole Emersons and maybe some of the others and give them an opportunity to be different.
And I want to talk about J.P. Crawford, not necessarily today with you, but in general, I want to talk about J.P. Crawford and whether that's the right fit and whether or not Colt Emerson is coming, or maybe he plays third, or maybe he's a second baseman. Yeah. And what did I just see from Polanco, and can I sustain it year after year? And if I can as a DH, and maybe he plays a little second base at the beginning or on, fine. What's Cal's future? Is he going to DH more often as Harry Ford is playing more? Does that mean that you don't want to spend as much money on a DH, or maybe Polanco's the perfect DH because he can also play second base when Cal, takes over that spot? So I don't know. Just re-racking it doesn't feel quite right.
I get that, but at the same time, man, what they had this October, I know they can get them to the World Series, so maybe I'm just misreading this a little bit, but I thought what they had this postseason was really good and is worth trying to run back, or at least run back the greatest facsimile of it that you can.
I don't think anybody wants to blow this up. That's for sure. It's just a matter of how can you sort of do the tweaks in order to just get over the hump.
Yeah, I will say this, Mike. If the Mariners, for any reason, were to start Colt Emerson, particularly at shortstop, if not at the beginning of the season, then toward the beginning, that tells you the amount of faith that they've got in the kid. And I could tell you with my words, they adore him. They think he's going to be a star. They want to find a way at some point this year to integrate him into that lineup. But when you've come within one game of winning the first pennant of your career, right? When you've come that close in this organization that has been around for half a century now, is right on the cusp of doing something that it's never done, it's kind of hard to run out the next year with somebody who's absolutely an unproven commodity on the big league level and go into the season thinking that this is going to be your solution. I just think it's a risky thing to do. Has it happened? Sure. And will it happen again? Yeah. But to me, if you have a farm system as good as the Mariners do, your mandate is to try as best you can to win right now while integrating in guys slowly, but no Band-Aid rips unless it's absolutely necessary. Yeah. Like 2026 needs to be your focus right now. It needs to be the main focus. It needs to be the target of everything. You have reached a point, if you're the Seattle Mariners right now. I was talking with a GM who I have a ton of respect for around the trade deadline. And he put something in a really interesting way to me, because I felt like there was a little bit of paralysis by analysis when it came to non-Mariners organizations using their models to validate not making trades. And, I was like, when is it right to use a model for decision making? And the way that this person explained it to me is early on, when you're just doing a rebuild or starting to get good, you should go darn near 100% model, because the model is gonna think and it's gonna show you what to do. And models, they've proven to be pretty right over time. But once you start winning, that calculus changes, and you have to start doing things that are a little irrational, and you have to start getting a little bit out of your comfort zone. And I think too many analytics-based teams have, and not to suggest that the Mariners are that, but they have a good, robust analytics department. I think too many analytics-based teams haven't made that transition smoothly. And to me, what separates good organization from great organization is the knowledge of when you do that, the timing of it, and the execution of it.
Is Cal Raleigh going to be the MVP in a week or two?
I don't know. I would not be surprised at a tie. I don't think it's going to happen just because the math doesn't say it, but let's put it this way. Is anyone else getting a first or second place vote aside from him and Aaron Judge?
No.
And so now you have a situation where a 15-15 tie is a realistic thing. I'll say this. In talking with people, I think there's quite a bit to Raleigh's narrative that is really hitting home this season. Like, I think people love him. They love watching him. They love talking about the power that he has and how great he is defensively and all the things that you guys and I have known for a long time now. But if you have to push me, yes or no, I would say yes.
How long is the nap going to be when this phone call ends? We're looking at 3-4 hours. What do we got to do? We got
nap.
get to
I'm just going back to bed.
Do we get up and get the day going?
Did that make sense? What I was just saying?
Mostly, yeah. You became more coherent as the interview went on, which was good. We were impressed at how you woke yourself up. No, seriously, Jeff. I was thinking about you last night. I was, and read your game story that you wrote, and everyone in the world is sharing it, and for good reason. It is phenomenal. It absolutely captures last night perfectly. It's a great piece of writing. You should be very proud. But I was thinking of you. And the rumors that came out last year, maybe Jeff Passan's going to go try to take Woj's, open job and cover basketball. And maybe that would have been fun, and maybe you would have been great at that too. But I was really glad last night specifically that you didn't get or take that job, because that was meant for you. It was just great having you cover it, write about it. And I hope you thought about it a little bit too. I hope that was like, yeah, I'm really glad I'm still covering baseball, because it was pretty sweet last night.
What's the NBA?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. It's just some league where they gamble. It's not a big deal.
Jeff, just go back to
it's like the WWE, except it's a little less fixed.
Yes. And on that note, lay your head on the pillow.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Sweet thing. We love you.
Appreciate you, man.
On that note, if I may, we've reached a point, I fear, in professional sports where the decision makers and the people in charge of the games and the owners and even the players need to start showing some courage and understanding not just what they are doing to the sports world and to their own games, but to a generation of kids to whom gambling has become normalized. I did not used to be this way until I saw it with the younger generation that my children know. But we've put casinos in their pockets and we're acting like all of this is normal. Somebody with courage and with a spine needs to step up and say that a mistake was made when gambling was legalized the way that it was, in the fashion that it was, with the lack of regulation that it has, and that we are only going to find more of these cases the longer this goes on.
Appreciate you, Jeff. Really do. And great work last night, and enjoy the rest of this series. It's been a blast to watch, and obviously we'll check in throughout the offseason. Appreciate it, man.
Gentlemen, I love you, boys.
Oh, look at that.
Too.
Jeff did have a lot to drink last night. Wow, he's saying I love you. That's a